Welcome to today's Moment of Clarity. It is part of my personal development series that I am hosting every single Monday. It's going to be at this same time, 7:30 p.m. If that time works for you, fantastic. I'm so happy to have you here live with me. If not, please feel free to catch the replay. If you catch the replay, please drop the word replay in the comments below so that I know when you were able to watch it. I will also be uploading it to my YouTube channel, which is at sayyestothestrip.com. So you can watch this at your leisure at any time. And you can also feel free to share it with anybody whom you think may find value. So today's topic is top 10 ways to let it go. And number one, in order for you to be able to let it go, you have to know what your it that you're letting go is. So in other words, the boogeyman, the monster cannot just have a random, what is it? You need to know what it is so that you can face it and then tackle it. So what is it? Put a name to it. Is it grief? Is it loneliness? Is it fear? Is it frustration? Is it disappointment? Is it loss? What is it? Once you know what it is that you're dealing with, it is that much easier to let it go and move past it. That being said, once you have acknowledged what it is that you are battling or going through, and once you have done that, then you can, number two, validate that feeling. And why is that important? You have to honor it. You have to honor it. It is so dismissive when somebody says, oh, just get over it. Well, it might not be just that easy to get over it because you have history there. You have something that is causing and bringing up all these feelings and triggering things in you that you have to learn how to work through. Otherwise, you're going to continue having this monkey on your back. So getting over it, when you know there are very real roots to what you're feeling, and this is going to sound weird. It's funny. There are very real roots to your feelings, real or imagined. I have to say that twice. But what I mean by that is your body, your mind does not know when something that you're experiencing is real or if it's not. So an example so that I can illustrate this for you is when you're watching a movie. When you're watching a flick on TV, on the big screen, you intellectually know that what you're watching is fake. But you still get the emotions. You still have the response. You still get the, oh my gosh, they passed away, or yay, they won, and you get happy and you celebrate, and your body still has those physiological reactions to what's happening, whether it's real or not, because your brain cannot internalize that at that moment and process it as if it was a real or not real event. So all those roots that you have, whether they are real or imagined, are very real to your body. So honoring and validating that you are feeling a real emotion and that you're having a response is going to go a very long way towards allowing you to get over it, because you will be able to, number three, make peace with it and make your peace with your role in getting you to that place. And then you can move on to make a plan. If you can't make peace with your role in it because it was something beyond your control, then you can at least make peace with the circumstances that led you to that place. So either way, it's getting empowerment, because you start to see if it's something that's within my control, if I can frame it in a way where I can affect change upon it, then I am empowered to do something about it and I can get over it or get past it. Now, a good way to put that in perspective as well is, now that you know better, you'll do better if it's something that's within your control. If it was a circumstance, then obviously you have to just control or change, or if you're able to, what led to that circumstance, if it is something that's within your control. Obviously, you cannot control a natural disaster, for example. You cannot control if your house burned down. You cannot control a rape like happened to me. But I can control the things, how I react to those circumstances, if that makes sense. Number four, find the useful part of the loss. famous silver lining that everybody's always talking about. Like, oh, there's always a silver lining. You know, as cliche as that sounds, it is a mind shift. It is when you decide to look at the positive of it, then yes, every single circumstance is a growth opportunity, no matter how dire it is. I was in a homeless shelter, and for me to be able to grow through that or to handle that situation, because the reality of being in that moment was not a tickle. You know, it wasn't, yay, I'm excited to be here. Yeah, wonderful, yay. But how I was able to get over it and let it go, and all the resentment of having gotten to that point, was because I was a crime victim, was serving others. So while I was there, I had a skill set. I knew that I could help other women with my skill set. And so I applied my skill set to helping them out of their situation. And happily, I can report that I was able to help 5 women get out of the shelter system. So that's something that if I had not been in that shelter, I might not have been able to meet those women to help them through what I did. So not tooting my own horn, but I'm just saying helping and serving others was a way for me to be able to let it go. And I don't look at my shelter life as, and it was 9 months, I don't look at it as something to be ashamed of or something sad or something negative, because I have a lot of joy and a lot of really good memories that I can take from that experience that I'm grateful. If I hadn't been there, I would have never known. So it was a very good, bad experience to go through. Number 5, be willing to bloom where you're planted. You know, you grow in the very spot that you're put on. And what I mean by that is sometimes we are meant to be a flower, and we can grow in a beautiful garden. We have the sun, we have the rain, we have the breeze. Fantastic. Other times we're gonna grow like a mushroom right under a bunch of manure and stuff, you know? But you have to be willing to grow no matter what it is, the circumstance that you're put on. Because you might not be able to control that environment, but you definitely can control how you grow. You can choose to let it not bury you, but rather it's not where you were buried, it's what you were planted. And that's all a matter of your perspective. If you can get to that point, you can also change your expectations. So once you have, for example, a mental box, and you say, okay, my expectation is this, and so I'm feeling disappointed because that's not I should be a flower, I shouldn't be a mushroom. Well, get a way that you can cope out of that is put the expectation shelf behind you, and every time you catch yourself having that thought, put the expectation of flower into that box and embrace your mushroomness for the moment, because that's where you're at. Bloom where you're planted. Number 6, forgive. And it is not necessarily to physically be with the offender if it was somebody that slighted you or wronged you. So when I say forgive, it's not, oh great, now I gotta go reach out to XYZ person that did this stuff to me. And no, I'm not ready to do that. It's not necessary to do that. It's necessary to forgive within you. You don't have to go to anybody or seek any external validation. The forgiveness is for you. It's the acknowledgement for you. If it is something that, and let me just preface this. If it is something that you feel you have to do, like I need to go confront this person, if it is safe for you to do so, by all means. I'm not going to tell you do not go encounter your offender. If it is safe to do so and you feel it is something that will help you, by all means. What I'm trying to say is it's not absolutely necessary for you to do so. You can forgive what feels right. You have to do it what feels right. You can forgive the person, the circumstance, the issue right where you're at without necessarily having to have physical contact. The forgiveness is something that you do for you. So that's the entire gist of that. Number 7, you have 3 choices in every situation that you're in. Good, bad, or ugly. You have 3 choices. Number 1, you can remove yourself from the situation. Number 2, you can change the situation. And number 3, if you can either remove yourself or change it, then you can accept it. All 3 things of those choices are things that are going to move you towards happiness. Much, much, much greater than sitting and stewing in bitterness. Very important. It's all about being empowered and choosing how you're going to react. You cannot control perhaps the circumstance or the situation or the people around you. You can control one person, and that's you. That's all you can do. So how you react to things, very much within your control as you grow and as you heal. You might not be at a place right now of growth and emotion that you can like, yay, I'm ready to do it. I'm tackling it, changing my life right now, today. It's going to take time. Baby steps, but you take that first step. The goal is 1% better every day. That's the goal. You don't have to get everything perfect in every circumstance at every moment. Number 8, seek professional support if that is something that will help you. Peer support or give support. Sometimes you might not be ready to talk about what's ailing you or what's burdening you. But if you find somebody that is going through a similar circumstance and you start to serve them and help them, you can find healing within that activity. Sometimes going outside of yourself will be able to help you move past whatever it is, because you can see the grass is not necessarily always greener at the other side. People are experiencing a lot of pain too in other areas, and sometimes just coming out of yourself and getting that moment of realness will help put things into perspective and create that mental shift that you might need. But seeking out support, reaching out to a friend or a professional, or talking about it or helping somebody, those are all very healthy activities that will also put you in the correct mind space and heart space and spiritual place. It's all about, again, doing activities that push you and might be out of your comfort zone, but they'll push you towards the healthier place where you want to be. Number 9. Oh, I love this one. Number 9. Give yourself a worry budget. So, for example, when I say a worry budget, it could be a grief budget, a worry budget, whatever the word is, whatever your it that you're struggling to let go of. Give yourself a budget, 1 per day, 2 per day, whatever it is that you feel. And if you have to do it physically and make 30 cards or 60 cards or whatever your budget is for the month, and you're like, okay, I can worry this budget. And once you spend your budget, that's it. You're done for the month. So you might find 2 things. You might find yourself going, whoa, I worry way more than I thought I did. Because if you have 30 and it's already day 1 and you spent 27, you're like, I only have 3 more worry bugs for the rest of the month. Holy cannoli. Like, I really, what is going on here? You can start to take stock and take inventory so you can take control of that. But by the same token, it might be that you're more selective at that point, because you're like, I only have 3 things. So hold on. Maybe today will be a worry-free day so I can have 2 things to worry about tomorrow. It doesn't mean you have to spend your budget. You can always have carryover, right? But when you create that awareness of what it is and how many times you are feeling the way that you're feeling, it's more empowering, because you can, once you know what it is and how it is and what are the things that are triggering you at the moment, then you can take control. So I love that idea. I read that one online and I was just, that is so brilliant. And yes, go for that one. If you don't try anything else that I've said today, try that one and then leave me a comment. Tell me if it helped you. I think that's great. And number 10, and then I'll let you guys go, leave room for mistakes. Guys, understand that that's how we grow. When you make mistakes, that's when you are able to move and grow. And because if you did everything perfect all the time, what are you learning? You already know everything. You might as well then just go, do what with your life if you're perfect already? Then you'd be a deity at that point. But we're all going to learn. We all learn from mistakes. Mistakes are where character is built. And mistakes is how you can learn that you have either realistic or unrealistic expectations about what things are. When you have realistic expectations and you know what? I might screw up. I might have some mistakes. I might have some pitfalls. Then just knowing that mistake is going to be budgeted for in there will reduce your stress, your worry, your fear. You can learn how to laugh at yourself. If you're scared, do it anyway. What's the worst that can happen? Do it anyway. Celebrate the win that comes from moving past your comfort zone and going for it. And that's going to also build your confidence and boost you up. And I'm going to give you a bonus tip today as I let you go. Practice makes perfect. So practice daily until you are where you want to be. So like I said, this is not going to be all natural for some of you. If it's not natural for me, being able to let things go, I'm a steward, you know, like I can't sit there and just brood on things. But now that I have my worry budget, that might not happen quite as often. But guys, I want to just let you know, if you find value again in everything that I've shared with you today, please drop it in the comments below. If you're catching the replay, say replay. Go look through my feed. I have other videos because every Monday I'm doing this, and I will be doing this going forward every single Monday for the rest of the year. So let's get together, plan on chatting at that point. Next week, I'm going to be doing the top 10 ways you sabotage yourself. So if you have some thoughts about that you want to share, drop it in the comments below. And again, always, I'm here to hopefully share my stumbling blocks so that they can be your stepping stones. So don't you be like me. Don't make my mistakes. Grow, and let's grow together. And lastly, guys, be kind. Be kind to yourself. Have a little bit of grace. You know, we're all trying the best we can. And so go out there, be your awesome self. Share this video with anybody that you think may benefit. And I will see you next week. Bye.